was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Hi, I am Asipem Mhlejwa, mostly known as Belegazi.
Hi everyone, my name is Jabulani Saliwa. I'm from Langa.
My name is Koli Swatiki. I'm a community media activist.
My name is Gracious Diko. I am a community activist.
There are more negative things that we face as youngsters here in South Africa more than the positive. And I don't know, it's like we do the things that we do as young people because we see it from where it starts. When I say that, I mean the things that we youngsters do and the negative things that we see them from people like that work in the government, like our president, our ministers. The things that they do affect us. Maybe they might not see it in that way, but how I see it is it's bad for all of us, not just only us young people, but as everybody in the country.
The most thing that makes me unhappy is the fact that young people can't get jobs even if they've got these qualifications. That's the biggest problem that we have in our country. And another problem that I think is the cause of that is because most of the so-called educated people, they don't create jobs. They're only happy to work for some people. I think that's the problem. That's the cause of the problem.
I mean, as Asip has just mentioned, and there's a lot of discouraging stuff coming from South Africa. From a leadership point of view, I mean, there's no leadership, and it makes it easy for one to say the country is going down. In fact, yeah, I think we should be comfortable to say that it's going down. And to be honest, we are getting screwed every day.
In this case, the youth need to wipe their eyes and see, because they need to go out and smell the coffee. Because we sit back a lot as youth now, waiting for these old madalas to solve our problem. The real issues that affects us, and that will affect us maybe in the next 50 or 20 years. So we need to think like on our way now, try to solve our problems different from what they are giving to us.
Most of us, we give unconsciously endless power to one man or one person that we say is going to lead us, and therefore we should sit back and relax. In the process, whenever something happens, we feel, well, we've got somebody to look at for blaming, and therefore that person should be either the president, the CEO, the manager, or whatsoever. So the question then would be what it is that we are doing in the name of development of our own country, starting from where we stay, including our regions, including or mainly do these things for the next coming generations, but ultimately the nation.
It's time that as young people we discover that we are an alternative. We can't wait for messiahs to come to our communities and say, this is what we have for you, and just rely on us to save you.
We should look at Kholiso that councillors earn plus minus 33,000 rands a month. And already that on its own, it's a job. And the idea behind a job is to put bread on the table. So this system doesn't suggest that you serve holistically the community, but it says that make money and try and do yourself better.
I think sometimes I see no alternative when it comes to politics, because you see people making relevant noises in parliament and other stuff, but the message that they are carrying is not genuine, because if you question people's lifestyles, they don't complement your own lifestyle. So you can never outsource your responsibility and say so and so. Like, for instance, if I must be specific. I can never go to EFF and lend them my vote, understand? I like the message that the kind of pressure they are putting, understand, because they are actually carrying politics than the previous, than the grandfathers in parliament. But DA also, I mean, there's a lie around them, understand? So as young people, we don't feel like we are properly represented, especially those who come from discarded areas, understand? Because if I live in a shack, and particularly Delile has a decency to come in where I live, wearing a mask when she's got to use my toilet, and I can say that I can rely to this person on this person. So there's a lie, and we as young people feel that these are not the people in the Senate that have our interests, but they are just like interested in what we are going to give them, lend them for 7 years or 5 years, and then afterwards they show us the middle finger and then move away.
Councillors have failed. Mayors have failed. Generally, everyone that is in this what you call leadership system has failed. And it has taken the young people over many different countries, many different years to bring about change. Like you're saying, we really have to look at the alternative. On vote, I cannot vote. I have never voted. I see no reason in voting. You see, for me, voting, it's as if I unconsciously take away my own power and give it to some man or some woman to abuse it.
This year would have been my first year voting. I was looking forward. Since from the age of 16, I've been waiting for this year for me to vote. And now for me, I'm not the way, I don't feel the way I used to feel before in terms of voting. Because now I feel that ANC is corrupt. First of all, they haven't done anything. They keep on promising people things, young people jobs, vice versa. And as a young person growing, I've always heard people talking about, no, you should vote for the ANC. ANC is good, and this and that and this and that. And I was always like, yo, you know what? That is the campaign that I'm gonna vote for, which is ANC. But now, how they do things and how things are done in their let me say in their ruling, it's bad. Because for me now, I feel as if I'm gonna vote, what difference are they gonna make with my vote? Because that's what they say, that each person's vote makes a difference. But what difference has there been ever since, I don't know, ever since President Thabo Mbeki, ever since our recent president now, Zuma? I, for one, am not gonna vote. Because it's a waste of time, a waste of energy, and a waste of ink.
To be honest, the message on the ground is that young people have no faith, you understand, in the current former liberation movement. They have no faith. I, in fact, have no faith. I would rather sell myself to the devil than to vote for ANC.
They don't tell us really who controls them, because at some point there are people who are funding them. So as the people say, the hand that feeds you controls you. So they are controlled by some people. So that's another problem that we're facing.
A leader, for me, is someone who is within the society where you are at, who shares the same cries and the same needs as you, and doesn't really have to be in any ballot paper or ballot forms and be nominated to be leader, but has to be acknowledged and has to take part in the beautification of the area where they stay. So I've got that reason in particular for me not to be voting for people that will be from Limpopo and coming to East London and saying, vote for me, I'm originally from Limpopo and I know your issues, I'm going to solve your issues. Be all dependent on me. It just doesn't make sense.
And also on the issue of voting, I believe that not voting is another contribution, and we are contributing to the system that we say, okay, to the party that we say that it's not representing you. I think we have to find strategies that speak against what that dominate, and on the message that we are sharing. if I am against any kind of supremacy, understand, I just have to go to the ballot box and say, I vote against supremacy, I vote against corruption, I vote against unequal education. So not voting in a way is giving away our power, and giving exactly to the enemy. Understand? So I think we must find creative ways in the center of voting against the system.
The real change has to begin with them more than us. You see, this is the thing, politicians, because they are very, very hypocrite-like. Ne? They say one thing and then they do something. Obviously, a wise eye will understand why they would do something else, because then they need the investment from these different various countries that are going to shift or drift their vision and end up doing one other thing. And the whole element of inferior and superior comes into play, because then we are humans and we act humane, and they are politicians. They seem to be superior either mentally or psychologically or something, but then they are treated different. They're treated with this king-queen type of thing, that their leaders, they come off from their jets or their huge cars, and we're humans and they are meant to serve us. So how do you have somebody who gets off from a limousine or from a latest car coming to serve you? Do you really
relate with that?
With that from the start? I mean, you're saying on education, South Africa is filthy rich. It's so rich that when a child is born, is paid just for being born. There's grant money given just for the child to have been born. That's how rich we are, that we have built stadium and invited the world to come and celebrate with us, the FIFA 20. So we've got too much money. It's not even funny. And again,
we've got too much resources.
Too much resources. If only it could be put into good use and in good place.
I think I still believe that whatever Tata Mandela said, that if the ANC does to us what the apartheid did, we must do to it what we did to the apartheid. And that's the message that the ANC is not ready to hear. Because people, that's what is happening. We are honoring Utata because we love Utata, and that's why we're doing these things. Because Tata did say we must do these things. We got a blessing from here. We got a blessing. Yeah. So yeah.
My dream is to become a servant leader.
My dream is to be successful, but not in wealth, but in a way where people can benefit from my success.
My dream is for me to contribute in making a South Africa that I and my generation will be proud of.
My dream is to be free.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.